And what else is next? The economiccollapseblog.com. Goodbye middle class. 50% of American workers make less than $33,000 a year. Now, I know the president's doing the best he can, trying to pull jobs back from overseas. He's trying to stop the bleeding. I give him full credit. But the government is known to fudge a number or two every great once in a while, usually like every time they report anything, when I say every great once in a while. So this is interesting because regardless of low unemployment and everything else, housing is still quite unaffordable, rent, etc. My dad was just talking to somebody recently about my sister was getting a newer vehicle, I should say, not brand new. I think it was a year or two old. And they went over to a town called Lakeland, not too far from this whole area. But she said, "Hey, you want to come with me? I'm thinking about getting a new car, trade mine in. It's time." He goes, "Yeah, that way he can, go work on the sales guy a bit who's going to try to, rape everybody." My dad don't play that. So he went over there and was there for, of course, a long time. Finally, they left. They got, well, we want 15, 16, whatever, 15 something $1,000 for this new vehicle. We'll give you like $4 or $5 grand for yours. And, our car out the door to you, the cost is 18,000. My dad goes, whoa. The car is selling for almost 16,000. You're giving us 5. How are we getting out of here at 18? Well, there's this fee and that fee. And no. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. So they're haggling. He says, I got out of there for 16, out the door, taxed, whatever, whatever it was. And again, I don't know if it was 3,000, 4,000, something they gave for my sister's car. But anyways, as my dad's there, he likes to always ask people, so what's it like? What's, sales up, down, people, credit? Oh God, the guy says, yeah, we now have 7 and 8 year loans. He goes, but it's just, I don't know if it's the area. Nobody out here can get credit. Nobody can get credit to get a car. He goes, and we're willing to take like a 550. We'll take a 550 credit score. And people, they can't do it. He goes, but an interesting thing though, people who have real bad credit, like on a car that's a year or two old, that's used or whatever, can't get them credit for that. But a lot of times we can get them into a brand new car. Brand new car, there's a few places that will give them the credit. He didn't say why, but we thought about it. Said, well, probably because you're in a brand new car. It's not like, oh, the damn thing's breaking down on me anyways. Come pick the thing up. I'm not making payments anymore. No, it's a brand new car. They could go repo it, bring it back, put it on the lot. It's got, 2,000 miles on it since the person left. We had to repo it. Oh, well, clean it up a bit, resell it for, almost new price, that kind of thing. We were speculating. Nobody has credit. And if nobody has credit, that means they ain't got no money. And if they ain't got no money to pay their bills, that's how they get their bad credit. If all their money is going into just living in a house or renting, that's a problem. And as I've discussed ad nauseum on this channel, you have discretionary income, disposable income. That's everything after I paid this, paid that, this is what I have left. And if you used to have this, and now you have this, oh, there's groceries in there, my phone bill's in there, my electric, you don't have any more money for the car payment, the whatever payment. So you have to start picking and choosing. Well, I guess we're going to have to move. I can't afford the rent here. And it's just downhill from there. $33,000 a year salary. 50% of Americans that are working. I need to find a treasure. Okay, I need to find a treasure. My Patreons, y'all stuck with me? Bonus time. You know what I'm saying? Y'all making 33 a year? Got you covered. Bonus time. You want crypto or you want fiat? What do you want? I gotta find something, man. I gotta find something. The truth is that most American families are deeply struggling, but you hardly ever hear this from mainstream media. Well, hold on. Whoa. And if you go on Facebook, everybody's happy. I'm going here, gonna do this. Yeah, I love my wife. I love my husband. Yeah, we're the perfect couple. We love each other. And then behind the scenes, oh my God, your family's falling apart. Your kids are moving out. One of them's running away. Well, I can't let anybody know that. I gotta have to put my fake smile on. And every time I cash my check, put a fake smile on there because I'm only making $33,000 a year. Plus, you got to get rid of the taxes and this fee and that fee. And if you're Canadian now, you might have a carbon credit bill in your life every year, maybe monthly. Oh, carbon tax, not carbon credit, carbon tax. We're polluting, and you're going to pay for it. I mean, you guys just voted for Justin Trudeau, right? I mean, surely that wasn't rigged. I mean, old blackface himself, Anyways, yes, about 10% of all Americans working are making $100,000 or more a year, but most of those high-paying jobs are concentrated in the major cities along the east and west coasts. And I'm making this big old, I make $120,000 a year, man. Oh yeah, how much is your rent? Well, $3,500 a month. How much is your car? $500 a month. So basically, you're no better than the person making $33,000 a year, doesn't live in a nice house you, doesn't drive a nice house you, but debt for debt, income for income. You guys are kind of the same, huh? I never really thought of it that way, but yeah, you're right. Why? Because everybody wants to move on up to the east side. And we're moving on up to the east side. It's time we got a piece of the pie. Everybody move. I can move in a better neighborhood. I can move. I'm tired of driving clunkers all the time. Maybe upgrade my car. Right? It's instantly gone. Your money's gone. So no matter what you do, you're just never really above it, unless you're really wealthy. When you can just buy stuff, I'm not worried about money on a job. What's that? But that's not for you, because you're not part of the club. As George Carlin said, it's a big effing club, and you ain't in it. Because if you were in it, you'd be with the Clintons, the Podestas, the James Comeys, all the big people, and all their little entourage of wannabe minions who are getting paid well, too, just to be a minion. Anyways, for much of the rest of the country, these are very challenging times as the cost of living soars, but their paychecks, for some reason, do not. According to the Social Security Administration, the median income in the United States salary last year was almost $32,838. And 50% of American workers made less than $32,838 in 2018. Let's be generous and just round that up to $33,000. And when you break it down on a monthly basis, it comes out to $2,750 a month. Of course, nobody can support a middle-class lifestyle or a family on $2,750 a month before taxes. Again, before taxes. And, you live in New York City especially? State income tax. New Jersey? Yeah, state income tax too. I'm going to California. Sorry, we've got a state income tax as well. And we've got this other tax called the gas tax. When we're charging $5 to $6 a gallon, I heard recently. So come on over. We need you so that you can work at our big corporate companies where the top people get paid huge money and the bottom people get paid garbage. Leaving to bring Emily and Nicole to the mall. Ashley's staying. All right. Okay. In fact, in many families today, more than one person is working multiple jobs in a desperate attempt to make ends meet, and it still is often not quite enough. If you want to look at the Social Security wage statistics yourself, you can find them right here. He puts a link up. And as you will see, I am not making these numbers up. These days, many would have us feel bad if we're not making at least $100,000 a year. But according to the report, only 10% of Americans make that much money. And again, those that do make it, you're more than likely living in a city that's eating it all up anyways. Instead, most Americans are in what I would call the barely getting by category. And here are some key facts that I pulled out of the report. 33% of all American workers made less than $20,000 last year. Again, this is before taxes. 46% made less than $30,000. 58% made less than $40,000, and 67% made less than $50,000 a year. That means that approximately 2/3 of all American workers are making $4,000 or less per month, again, before taxes. Ouch. But these numbers help us to understand why survey after survey has shown that most Americans are in fact living paycheck to paycheck. After paying the bills, there just is not enough money left for most of us. And for an increasing number of Americans, even paying the bills has become exceedingly difficult. In fact, a brand new report from the UBS says that 44% of all U.S. consumers don't make enough money to cover their expenses, which is why you go to Lakeland, Florida. I need to buy a car. Sir, ma'am, you lose. Good day, sir. Don't even sit down. Turn around. Your credit score is worse than terrible. There's not even a number on the credit score system. You're so low. Get out of the office. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, but I'm trying. I have a job. I got to have a car. And the poor person, guy or girl, yeah, they're right. This is not a system of, I got to keep up with the Joneses. Oh, they got a nice new house. I need a nice new house. Oh, they got a second home. I need a second home. Oh, they got a brand new car. I need to go get a brand new car. It's not even a case of that. It's a case of just survival. I just want to pay my bills, live my life, and have a little extra money to spend. These people don't even need a little extra money to spend. I'd like to be able to make a car payment. Forget the extra spending, going out and having fun. Forget that part. I just want a freaking car payment, which means I got a car payment, so I can go places. Low-income consumers are struggling to make ends meet despite the greatest economy ever. Again, we're in the greatest economy ever. Trump's numbers are the best we've ever seen, and this is as good as it gets. And that's not his fault, by the way. This is not his fault. It's not a presidential thing, no matter who the president is. Now, granted, you have presidents that coming in here. Oh yeah, we'll let all of our work subsidize, not subsidize, but go offshore. We'll let it all get offshored, so the big companies, the Googles and them, can hire these programmers, pay them dirt cheap. And again, American jobs go by the wayside, and then it gets harder. Yeah, that does affect it. But a president, one way or the other, can only do so much. So even though Donald Trump's trying to bring it back, let's bring back the jobs, let's stop. The system he's been handed was in worse than terrible shape when he got handed it. So again, I can't fault him. You can't fault anyone who's trying to reverse something that was bad, period. And even though he's doing it, what I'm saying here is the numbers still suck. No fault of his. That means that about half the country is flat broke and struggling just to survive financially. Of course, those at the top of the economic food chain often don't have a lot of sympathy for those that are hurting. Many of them have the attitude that those that are struggling should just go out and get one of those good jobs that the mainstream media keeps talking about. Well, again, the good jobs were given to other people, not us. And there ain't enough to go around. And the other thing here, according to him, but most jobs in the U.S. aren't exactly good jobs. Today, the poverty level for a household of 4 in the United States is $25,000 and $25,750. More than 40% of the workers in this country make less than that each year. Starting a business is always an option, but of course it takes money. And thanks to government regulations, it's harder than ever to run a small business successfully. Just look at what's happening to our dairy farmers. There are a few occupations that are more quintessentially American than being a farmer, dairy farmer. And since most people drink milk and eat cheese, you would think that it would be a pretty safe profession. But instead, dairy farms are shutting down at a pace that is absolutely chilling all over the nation. For example, just check out what has been going on in just Wisconsin. Wisconsin lost another 42 farms in July, and since January 1st has lost 491, reports the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection. They lost another 42 farms in July alone, but since January 1st, meaning the same year, in total, 491 farms. This is just in Wisconsin. At this rate, the dairy state could lose 735 dairy farms this year, which would be a decline of 9%. In 2018, the state lost 691 farms, a rate of decline of 7.9%. So if there's nearly we'll round off 700 in 2018, we're on track to do that plus a little more, 735 this year. We got some problems, people. Over the last decade, the state has lost more than 5,000 farms, or 40% of its licensed dairy farms. The state, or to state the obvious, the current rate of exits is more than double that of the last decade. We are coming to a head, my friends. When you have this all-time high rent, like I keep talking about rent, mortgages, high, no, bubble, no, don't let the bubble crash. No, pump it up higher. Pump it up higher. But the housing is too, pump it higher. No, I don't want to hear that. Pump it, baby. Pump up the jam. Pump it up. Why the bass is pumping. Oh, you're going to need a place to stay. Get your booty in a tent tonight. Make my day. Make my day. Oh, So anyways, continuing on, it's a good article. And I'm not trying to be a doomer. I don't want to be a doomer. I'd like to come out, Donald Trump did this. Forget his name. Don't even forget his name. Forget Trump, anything. Hey guys, Jason Four here. Great news. Check this out. This is awesome. People are not, medium income is now $75,000 a year. The top people who used to make $100K, they're making $225 now. Like this, good times, guys. This is great. But that's not the case. And this is why I've been a prepper for a long time, which includes holding on to gold and silver, which in this case, silver for me for the most part, in cryptocurrency. For that Hail Mary of, just in case, crypto might make you rich when everyone else is in dire straits. Because this is going to affect everybody. But if you have a portfolio that somehow magically goes crazy high, you become one of those people who are not affected by this at all. And that, again, it's just an insurance policy. Bitcoin, cryptos, Litecoin, all that, and some precious metals. I knew even under $100, man, I think I might sell some silver and get some more. Nope, couldn't do it. I could not sell that silver. I thought about, nope, can't do it. I'm not selling it. No, I can't. Just leave it. You're fine. You don't need to anyways. It's good. Yeah, okay. So why is this happening? One word. Government. In profession after profession, government control freaks have made it nearly impossible to make a living. And this has pushed the percentage of Americans that are self-employed to historic lows. If you are struggling right now, I want you to know that you are not alone. There are tens of millions of other Americans that are really hurting in this economy. And the bad news is that the economic conditions will soon get a lot worse. But you can make it through whatever is ahead. You just have to keep believing. A lot of people accuse me of spreading doom and gloom, but that is not true at all. There is hope in understanding what is happening, and there is hope in getting prepared for the times that are ahead, the hard times that are ahead. I think I just covered it, didn't I? When you take steps to prepare, you are telling yourself and everyone around you that you believe that you can make it through the storm that is coming. Or you could just have blind faith in the system, even though it is exceedingly obvious that the system is crumbling all around us. Those that are blindly trusting the system to take care of them are building their dreams on a foundation of sand. And when the waves come crashing, and those dreams are going to get washed away very quickly. About the author. I am a voice crying out for change in a society that generally seems content to stay asleep. I am the publisher of the Economic Collapse blog and of the American Dream website and the Most Important News website. And the articles that I publish on those sites are published on dozens of other prominent websites all over the globe. I have written 4 books that are available on Amazon, including The Beginning of the End, Get Prepared Now, Living a Life That Really Matters, 3 of them, By purchasing those books, you help to support my work. I always freely and happily allow others to republish my articles on their websites, which I did. I've asked him before, do you mind if you got some good articles. Is it okay if I talk about them on my YouTube channel? Yeah, no problem. I got his approval. But yeah, man, like, so many people, yeah, oh no, it's going to be fine, it's going to be fine. Like, you know, wouldn't hurt to be prepared a little bit if you can. The problem is once you start hurting financially, now it's too late to prepare. Now, what am I going to do? I'm hurting now. Well, now you don't have the funds. You went out and bought these things. You bought that. You didn't do this. You wasted your money on that. You gave your money away to the corrupt church. 10% tithing every month. There's only one church in the world worth giving a tithing to. You want to know what it is? Whoa. Straightway. Pastor Dow. Okay? It's the only one on the face of the earth. There are some churches locally, oh, they do food drives, they help you. I get it. But all the congregation that comes in, 10%, where's that money going? Just look at the Catholic Church. They're having gay sex parties inside of apartments, redoing it with, again, their money that they were given to spruce up the apartment. Got caught having these giant orgies, you know, that old chestnut with the Catholic Church. No, you keep giving your money to them. They'll spend it very wisely. So anyways, take care.